Stop waiting for the perfect time. Part 2. Why we wait for the perfect time. Have you ever noticed something strange? Whenever you decide to change your life, your mind suddenly becomes an expert at creating excuses. You tell yourself, I'll start on Monday. Monday arrives. Maybe next month. The next month comes. I'll begin after this project is over. The project ends, and another excuse quietly takes its place. It feels logical. It sounds responsible. But beneath those excuses lies something much deeper. It isn't laziness. It isn't lack of talent. Most of the time, it's fear. Fear has a remarkable ability. It rarely introduces itself by saying, "Hello, I'm fear." Instead, it wears a disguise. It calls itself preparation. It calls itself perfection. It calls itself timing. It whispers, "You're not ready yet. You need one more course. You need more money. You need better equipment. You need more experience." And because those thoughts sound intelligent, we believe them. But ask yourself honestly, how much preparation is enough? How much knowledge is enough? How much confidence is enough? The answer is, there is no finish line. If you wait until you feel completely ready, you may never begin. Because growth always stays one step ahead of comfort. Every new level demands a new version of you. That version cannot be created by waiting. It can only be created by doing. Imagine a bird sitting inside its nest. The nest is warm, safe, comfortable. Outside, there is wind, rain, storms, unknown dangers. If the bird only looked at comfort, it would never fly. But something inside the bird understands a powerful truth. The purpose of wings is not to decorate the body. The purpose of wings is to fly. In the same way, your dreams were never meant to stay locked inside your imagination. They were meant to become reality. But reality demands movement. Think about every successful person you admire. Do you really believe they woke up one morning completely fearless? No. They doubted themselves. They questioned their decisions. They worried about failure. The difference was never the absence of fear. The difference was action despite fear. Courage is often misunderstood. People think courage means feeling brave. It doesn't. Courage means moving forward, even while your hands are shaking, even while your heart is racing, even while your mind is filled with uncertainty. That is real courage. The world doesn't reward those who wait. It rewards those who begin. There is another invisible prison that traps millions of people: the fear of judgment. What will people think? 4 simple words, yet they have destroyed countless dreams. Someone wants to sing, but fears criticism. Someone wants to start a business, but fears failure. Someone wants to create videos, but worries about negative comments. Someone wants to speak English, but fears making mistakes, so they remain silent. But here's the irony. People are thinking far less about you than you imagine. Everyone is busy fighting their own battles. Everyone is worried about their own future. Everyone is trying to solve their own problems. Don't allow imaginary opinions to control your real life. Remember this forever. People who criticize your beginning usually never had the courage to begin themselves. Every master was once a beginner. Every professional was once an amateur. Every expert once produced terrible work. The first speech wasn't perfect. The first painting wasn't beautiful. The first business wasn't profitable. The first video wasn't viral. The first attempt wasn't extraordinary. And that's perfectly okay. Perfection is not the price of success. Persistence is. The road to greatness is paved with imperfect beginnings. There is another dangerous illusion. The illusion of one day. One day I'll become fit. One day I'll write my book. One day I'll start investing. One day I'll travel. One day I'll spend more time with my family. One day, one day, one day. But one day is not a day on the calendar. It never arrives. Yesterday was once called tomorrow. Today was once called someday. And tomorrow will soon become yesterday. Life keeps moving, whether you move with it or not. One of the saddest realities in life is this. Many people die with their dreams still alive inside them. Not because they lacked ability, but because they kept postponing action. Imagine reaching the final chapter of your life, looking back and realizing you spent decades preparing for a life you never actually lived. That thought should shake every human being, because regret is heavier than failure. Failure teaches, regret haunts. Failure says, try again. Regret whispers, you'll never know what could have been. Which voice would you rather hear? The answer begins today. Not tomorrow, not next Monday, not next year. Today. Maybe you don't have everything. Maybe your plan isn't perfect. Maybe your resources are limited. Maybe your confidence is low. But ask yourself this question. What can I do with what I have, where I am, right now? Because that single question changes everything. It shifts your focus from excuses to possibilities. History has never been changed by people waiting for ideal conditions. It has been changed by ordinary people who made extraordinary decisions. The farmer plants seeds before seeing the harvest. The author writes the first sentence before finishing the book. The athlete trains long before winning the medal. The entrepreneur works long before earning profit. Faith is taking the first step before seeing the entire staircase. Success belongs to those who move, even when the destination is hidden by fog. So if you're waiting, stop. If you're hesitating, move. If you're doubting, act anyway. Because every minute you spend waiting is a minute your dreams spend growing older. The perfect time will never knock on your door. Opportunity rarely announces itself. Sometimes it arrives disguised as hard work. Sometimes it arrives disguised as uncertainty. Sometimes it arrives disguised as an ordinary day, just like today. So don't ask, when is the perfect time? Ask, what is the smallest action I can take right now? That question has the power to change your future. Because the life you've been dreaming about doesn't begin with a miracle. It begins with a decision. A decision to stop waiting. A decision to stop hiding. A decision to stop making excuses. A decision to trust yourself even before the evidence appears. And when you make that decision, something incredible happens. You don't become fearless overnight. You become stronger. Step by step, action by action, day by day. Until one morning, you look back and realize the person who was once waiting for the perfect time has become the person creating opportunities for others. That is the power of taking the first step.